Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to WRC on the Tuesday. We are back with a full grid, ladies and gentlemen, here for the third round here in Singapore under the lights, and we are in for an absolutely beautiful one under the lights, of course, in the darkness that it is, and one of the night races on the calendar, which in my opinion is absolutely brilliant, but of course mixed opinions that people have of this track, but in my opinion it is absolutely brilliant and a full grid to get us through it today. After this then, after the qualifying session, we go into the 50% race, and then we will do a top 3 interview session you know, very briefly after the commentary and after the race. And we'll interview the top 3, see how they got on, and just ask them a few questions. But if you're in the chat, let us know. A full grid here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A few people in the WRC Twitch chat, a few people in the Jack Crossley comms as well, which is very nice to see. And 16 minutes of qualifying then ahead of the drivers, and that is a long time then for these boys to get times on the board. And we've got an Aston Martin, let's find him, out of the 20 drivers. Aston Martin of Deckers in 8th position on an outlap, and it's looking like he will be the first man to cross the line once he gets there. But you know, while that's all happening, everybody, let's have a look at the standings, shall we? Hopefully this is going to work properly. It is going to work properly. There we go then. So the standings at the minute then, after the previous round, round 2, it is Billy Mewis who currently leads the World Championship from Mikey in 2nd place. Then it's F1 Mikey Boy 3rd, Somatic Coast 4, MCL 5. And I've got to say, the championship right now looking very tight, of course, in the early stages, though it is all subject to change. Sideman 6, Maloon 7, Drippy 8, Zazapi is 9, Venom rounds off the top 10 in the championship right now. Then it's Andy J. Price 11, Ollie Southall 12, Reaper 13, and then the rest of the drivers below that haven't yet got a point then this season. Here is your constructor standings then. Racing Bulls currently are the team to be dominating here in WRC in the early stages of the season with 52 points, then 3 points ahead of Ferrari at this moment in time then, you know, looking like they might just be able to give them a good challenge then here this season. Sauber as well is definitely on the cards there, and then the points drop off just a little bit. Williams then down to 28 in 4th, Aston Martin 14 in 5, Alpine 8 in 6. It is Haas with 6 points in P7. It's McLaren 8 with 4, Mercedes in 9 with 1 singular point, and Red Bull the only team on the grid then not to get a point, ladies and gentlemen, this season after 2 rounds. Can they change that around today then? Both drivers here tonight, full grid, Fozy and Pee-wee. So we'll see, you know, if they can get a point on the board this afternoon then. Here we go, back to the main feed, and Deckers will be crossing the line here then, ladies and gentlemen, with his lap, and it's a 1:31.3. The timing of that was absolutely impeccable as Deckers over the line. Then it's Blake with a 1:30.0 and puts on the fastest time so far by 0.3 of a second. Oh, my bad. I need to really start remembering to do that. My bad, guys. If it loads. Yep. Oh, my Lord. Okay, there we go. Right then, everybody. 13 minutes of qualifying. Matt Connor, the fastest man on the grid, 1:29.1 so far. 0.6 of a second adrift then is Tyler Adams, 2nd place, 1:29.7. Fozy and Pee-wee, the 2 Red Bulls, coming 3 and 4. Qualifying looking strong for them so far, but you know, can they score a point in the Grand Prix is the main question. Blake then in 5, Deckers then at the back of the grid so far in 6. Mikey Boy over the line, he sets the fastest time in the early stages by 100th of a second, and here's the man at the top in the Racing Bull, the team that is currently leading the World Championship standings then, him and Sidemen, of course, are the drivers for that. As Patrick Dodger over the line, 1:29.4, he slots himself into 3rd and the 2nd row of the grid provisionally right now. With an incredible turn up tonight, an incredible turn up tonight, a full grid here this afternoon, and we are in for a sensational race. The first 2 rounds have been very nice, and this is crazy. This is my 3rd race here as a commentator, which blows my mind. How fast time goes, everybody, how fast time goes. 3rd week already here. Next week will be the 1st month. It's absolutely crazy. But this season is going to absolutely fly by, and currently dominated by the Racing Bulls. F1 Mikey Boy, of course, winning the race in Spa, the 1st round, I believe it was. Then we went to Kota. I can't remember who won that. I'll check in a minute. But Billy Mewis, the fastest man now. That is a massive gap over the line. Sets the fastest lap, ladies and gentlemen, in the Kick Sauber. A 1:28.7. The first man into the 1:28s at this moment in time. But I'm sure we're going to get a few more in there. F1 Mikey Boy, of course. Matt Connor, I believe, with that kind of time, he'll definitely get into the 1:28s if he goes around again. So we'll see if these drivers can find time, but still about half of the grid then that still need to set times this afternoon. Humboldt is on his way around. There is somebody a bit closer. Zazapi is already nearly there then around the final few corners here in Singapore. The Marina Bay circuit. Can Zazapi set a decent time? Light as a feather. He puts it in P6 then. Fairly good time actually from Zazapi with 1:29.6. 2 tenths adrift from Patrick Dodge, but very nice for his banker lap. Humboldt over the line. He puts himself in P10 with a 1:29.9, just about into the 1:29s there. Malone is fastest in the middle sector, looking promising then in the early stages of qualifying. Time is 11 minutes till the end. And the Aston Martin hasn't really got a lot to worry about apart from this one lap here, which is looking quite strong, and he wants to keep the momentum as much as possible then round into the final few corners. Can the Aston Martin do a good time here over the line from P20 to 8th position? Decent stuff. 1:29.7. Only 300ths of a second separate him to 7th position, sorry, which is it's incredible. The margins we work with, especially in this league, it is pretty crazy, and it just shows you, you can pick up that time in one singular corner, and it's crazy. It's actually quite hard to get your head around the gaps that we do work with, and the drivers just punch them in and improve so effortlessly. As Humboldt, he put himself in P11, of course. We've got Melts Wilkinson here today, so of course I believe a new driver. I've not seen this guy before. He's down in P17 and not set a time at the minute, but this will be a lap around and into the 1st sector. We'll see if it is fast or not. It's a 27 flat in the 1st sector. Not bad as he heads through to the right-hand side here in Singapore. 9 minutes to go, and we are soon to enter the latter stages of qualifying now. How fast it goes. And Meltz heading into the left-hander, trying to keep the car nice and steady heading through here. Then under the bridge he will go, and he just clips the barrier there, sets him offline a little bit. It's going to put him off just a little bit there. Misses the apex completely as well as he tries to wrestle the car into the left-hand side. The DRS gets activated down towards the right-hander. It's a 1:04.963 then in Sector 2. DRS will be activated for a second time, heading down the final straight then in towards the final few corners here in Singapore with 9 minutes to go. And the Haas car is going to set his first time of the day. Blake, his teammate, is currently sat in 13th, 3 places away from the slowest time. He invalidates on the final corner, and it won't be a time on the board yet for the Haas of Meltz. So that'll be it for him, ladies and gentlemen. At this moment in time, still waiting then for Ollie Southall on his lap around, and we'll be crossing that line very soon in the middle sector as of now, and we'll see if he can see if he's actually got a decent time in the middle sector. Sorry, not find any time because he hasn't set one yet, but he will be setting one now, and we'll see if it's going to be any sort of improvement. Matt Connor retires from the session. That was just behind, wasn't it? Completely missed that. I think he went straight into the barrier behind Ollie Southall, but that is the driver retired. Matt Connor into the wall then here in qualifying, something you don't see very often. And he's got a 1:29.142, 100th of a second slower than Mikey Boy for second place. Matt is in 3rd or lower now. He cannot defend that place after being out of qualifying. Ollie Southall is going to try and put himself up on the board. He's decent normally. Can he deliver today? Over the line, it's 5th position. Decent time for Ollie Southall as he marks his territory then in the top 5 place. Decent stuff on the Mercedes. Meltzer's out there again. He's invalidated once more. Adjure then is going to be heading towards the end of Sector 2. Has he had a nice middle sector? We'll find out. 1 minute 6-0. Not bad. As he will head through to round off this lap. Around the final few corners then, what has the Ferrari got in store for us today? 7 minutes remaining on the clock, and the clock is ticking down fast. DRS activated for Adjure. It's going to be P17 at 1:31.4. Not really much. And he, unfortunately, at the back of the grid, which is a shame. Drippy then, he's fastest first sector, apparently, in the Kick Sauber. Not looking too bad at all for the Kick. But will he be able to continue that form through the rest of the circuit? This track, quite long, actually, in Singapore. It's pretty long. But Drippy, handling it with brilliance at this moment in time. Sliding the car into the left-hand side hairpin, and he's doing quite well so far with the DRS activated. Will it be fastest middle sector 2? It is not. It's a 1:04.4 though. Looking very quick then in the middle sector for Drippy as the DRS gets activated for yet again another time. The third time then here in Singapore. Is there 4 DRS zones here or 3? I think there's 4. I think you get one down the straight as well, don't you? It's Drippy into the final corner then as the Kick Sauber found good time. His teammates fastest so far. It's P11 for Drippy then, which is fairly decent. But Meltz is out again, and he will be setting a time as soon as possible. F1 Mikey Boy then is out there again. Second place right now and looking for pole position. And he's looking like he might just go and take it if he carries on the way he's going. Here we go then. He's won in Spa. He's a race winner this season already, and marking his territory as one of the best at this moment in time. Second place right now though, and he wants pole position ideally into the first sector. Has he found time in the first sector? It is a 10th and a half found in sector 1 as he throws the car in with confidence into the left hand side, then right back again to the right, and the Racing Bull is just sticking to the ground on them soft compound tires as it heads through now the remaining few corners of the second sector, and he's looking very strong so far. He goes over the left hand side corner and to the right, hitting every apex then, ladies and gentlemen. Mikey Boy looking really strong in the minute then. Into the hairpin he goes. Really good stuff. It is really good. Unfaultable right now, but is it enough for a faster middle sector? Here we go then. It is 2.5 tenths found in sector 2. He's found 1.5 in sector 1, 2.5 in 2. Has he found enough time then in the final sector? We'll find out. He's got a few corners to go then to decide his fate in qualifying. 4 minutes to go, and the Racing Bull currently second place, wanting pole. Has he got enough in store for us today? He goes round the final few corners. The Racing Bull on for pole. Will he take it? He does take pole provisionally by nearly 7/10 improvement on his original time. That is an incredible time there from F1 Mikey Boy. 1:28.466 and currently on for pole. Billy Mewis then is out there again looking for improvement, up by 600ths of a second, ladies and gentlemen, in the first sector. Here comes sector 2. Will it be any more improvement found? 3 whole tenths found for Billy Mewis. This is looking even stronger. Middle sector is fastest. Billy now is the man back on for pole position to snatch back what was his originally. Back from F1 Mikey Boy, who snatched it on in qualifying at the moment. Nova Piper over the line sets a P3 time. Billy Mewis has snatched back what was his. The Kick Sauber back on pole position provisionally, everybody. He improves massively today. Absolutely brilliant. Billy Mewis, 1:28.2. And he takes provisional pole by 0.2 of a second then with 3 minutes to go. Whoa, what a qualifying so far. Billy and F1 Mikey Boy snatching pole back and forth. As we go down to Fozy, who seems to be out there right now. He is out there and starting a lap in the Red Bull. Here we go then. We'll go on board with him. There's the 2 Red Bulls then. The only team yet to set points. As Fozy's on his out lap, my bad. And he invalidates this time around. We've got Ollie Southall in the chat. How's it going, mate? good to see you. Where are you? P8 right now in the Mercedes. Not too bad, not too shabby for Ollie, as he prepares for the 50% race. Coming up next, Nova Piper in third, and we did really miss that, but Nova Piper with a very nice time gets into third place. There's Melts in the chat, says horrible qualifying for me right now. He's down in the back, not currently set a time. Think of it like this, Melts. That's the first challenge. That'll be even more credible if you could do that. But we'll find out. We'll find out how your qualifying goes. Only a few minutes to go. Melts is out there on an outlap then to go round on a flyer once more to try and get his first time on the board. Billy Mewis down in the pit lane. This will be it for qualifying for him. Then he won't have enough time to get out. Now Billy Mewis finishing in 1. Mikey Boy as well will finish in 2. He will not try and contest that pole position. He will not try and take it again. He will be happy with second place for today then. Nova Piper will be happy with third. Mikey not happy with 4 then on an outlap, so he'll be going round again to push everybody on their outlaps right now. Everybody at the end of qualifying to get their last few laps in. So Zappy starts their lap now, so does Fozy and Pee-wee too, as they head around the circuit. But we're going to go with Zappy for now. You know what? No, we're not. We're going to go with the Red Bulls because they're a bit closer to the end. Pee-wee then up towards the end of Sector 2 with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Has the Red Bull found time today? He has a 1/10 of a second improvement down in P14. Currently, wouldn't get him past his teammate in 13 just yet, but he could find time in the final sector, which will be good for his qualifying time. What has the Red Bull got in store today? He's going to head round the final corner, ladies and gentlemen. Pee-wee for a faster time, but can he do it? Over the line, he's up by 2 tenths, and he does get past his teammate on time there. Fozy heading into Sector 2. Now then, what will his time be? He's not on a lap anymore. Actually, Fozy has finished with that one. Just behind that, he's got a Racing Bull, I believe. If we can find the Racing Bull of Mikey Boy, who did come out, actually. Mikey Boy did come out. Not expecting that. I was not expecting Mikey to come out. As we're going to try and get along with some of these laps now. Who is... Let's just really quickly check. Blake then. Blake's on a lap. Let's go with him for now then. Looking like he's quite close to the end of Sector 2 with 20 seconds to go. And if anybody crosses the line after that time, they will not make it, ladies and gentlemen. Here in qualifying, Blake up by a 1/10 of a second in the middle sector. As F1 Mikey Boy did just about make the line, he is going to be able to contest that pole position. This is looking good for Mikey Boy, who's looking like he wants pole position today and might just be able to take it. Blake then, who we're on board with right now, looking at him in the Haas. He's going to go around the final corner with DRS wide open. Will he find any time? P15 right now. He does not jump up, but he does improve by a 1/10.5, or a 1/10 there. Lovely stuff then from Blake as he puts himself in P15. Malone finishes in 9 then, as there's a driver heading around the final corner of Sidemen. Sidemen with time found. He goes all the way up to 8th position at the end of qualifying. Very strong for him. Humbled then, up by 600 of a second in the middle sector. He goes around the final corner. Humbled into P9 at the end of qualifying. Strong stuff for him. Here comes Melts then for his first time of the day in P16. Red Bull into the pit lane. We've got Mikey over the line now. He goes into 3rd at the end of qualifying. Strong stuff for Mikey. As Adjure over the line, he puts himself in P18, so not really much improvement there. There's Ollie Southall. Has he found time? P11, decent stuff for Ollie. Tyler Adams around the final corner. He gets into P4. Very nice indeed for him. As the next driver to cross the line, F1 Mikey Boy on for pole position, ladies and gentlemen, to take it away from Billy Mewis here today round the final corner. Can he take the Singapore pole? He cannot. He improves by nearly a 1/10 of a second, but it is not enough for pole. And Billy Mewis, ladies and gentlemen, your pole sitter here in Singapore, ladies and gentlemen, for the 3rd round of the season in WRC. What a qualifying. Billy Mewis on pole. Mikey Boy couldn't get it at the end. Deck in the chat. I was 1 second away from my lap, he said. Last the first challenge, says Deck, then Deck is at the back in 20. Can he do a last the first? We'll find out. We will see. If you're watching along with the stream, please do not ready up. Same rules apply from last night's stream as well that I did. Please do not ready up. Please do not ready up on the grid. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying results. Billy Mewis on pole by a tenth of a second from F1 Mikey Boy in second. Mikey third from Tyler Adams then on the second row of the grid with him in fourth. Zappy and Drippy come on the third row in 5 and 6. Patrick Dodge is joined by Nova Piper in 7 and 8. Matt Connor and Sidemen 9 and 10. Humboldt 11. Ollie Southall 12. Maloon 13. Pee-wee 14. 15 Fozy. 16 Melt. 17 Blake. 18 Ajor. 19 MCL and 20 It's Deckers. Last the podium is definitely possible. I know from experience, says DJC. There's Blake in the chat. Still P17 on my Delta. To top car is his best than last race. Is proud of that. Cracked the 29 for the first time. Well done, mate. Please do not ready up. Please do not ready up. And if anyone's in the chat, who wants to see? Yeah, small stats, mate. Really good stuff though. Who wants to see my Christmas overlay that I've got ready for Christmas? I've got some Christmas lights to put up around my overlay. I'll put them on. Right, we go at 2:30. 2 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my Christmas lights around the stream. Christmas lights. There you go. I'll have them on nearer to Christmas time, so that'll be that'll be quite cool. Dex says you live on both accounts. Yes, I am live on Jack Crossley Comms and the WRC as well. Yes, mate. That looks good for the Christmas theme. Yeah, mate. I'm very happy with that. I'm actually pretty happy with it. It's going to be good when it gets nearer to Christmas time. You know, we'll have Christmas music, of course, playing in the build up, in the stream starting soon, and then we'll have the Christmas lights and stuff like that. Always be festive then during the Christmas season. As Melts in the chat, watch me cook. Time to go from P16 to 1. I'm all here for it, mate. Let's see it. DJC, yeah, DJC, wasn't it you that told me to do the Christmas stuff? I'm pretty sure that was you yesterday, wasn't it? Anyway, the time is 29, then 1 minute to go before we get ready for this race today. Not anybody has readied up, ladies and gentlemen, which is nice to see. Nobody's readied up today. I need to change that as well, actually. It says qualifying. We've got the race now, haven't we? There we go. There we go, then there's your call from Mikey Boy, ready up. Well done to everybody for not readying up, of course. We are going to be getting going. Ollie, do you do commentary on a Friday, or are you free? I do commentate Friday, mate. I commentate Friday at 8:45. So if you're talking about a commentary that is an hour and 15 either way of that, I could probably do it. But you'll have to let me know the timings of it. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Formation lap to begin here in WRC. Let's get on with it. Let's get into it. Formation lap then, before we get going for the main Grand Prix. 20 drivers here today, a full grid joining us for the Singapore Grand Prix, and Billy Mewis on pole for it, going into the 50% race, which I'm not entirely sure how many laps it is. Melts, if you're in the chat, I saw your message, mate. I will reply when I get a chance, of course. But yes, I will have a look. Billy Mewis, the man at the front, though. Deckers at the back, saying he's going to do a last to first. Melts saying that he's going to do a 17 or 16 now, sorry, all the way to P1. We'll see your race strategy on your screen then. One stop, two stop, medium to hard, or medium, medium hard on the screen today. So we'll see what everybody goes for, but a lot of the time that never normally gets followed. So we'll find out what the optimal race strategy is here in Singapore today then. With the Kick Sauber way ahead of the pack, pulling away already. He wants to get on with it. He does want to get on with it. As the cars snake through the crossover between Sector 2 and 3. And we have a race on our hands, a very good race on our hands, everybody. Get ready for it. Gear up, because we are ready to go in a few moments' time, with one driver already waiting on the grid. Humboldt in the Mercedes after he must have made contact with somebody being disqualified from the formation lap, but he now waiting on the grid for the rest of the drivers to join up. Here they come then, everybody, down the straight to line up in their designated grid spots here for the Singapore Grand Prix for WRC. We'll see how well everybody can get their markings up. Billy Mewis has not had a good line up there. He is not happy with that, I bet. The race leader has not lined up properly, so he's actually set back a little bit. Mikey might just get a jump on him here. The last man to line up on the grid then. Blake lines up in 17. The Aston Martin at the back of Deckers. And we watch from the front end, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go then, the third round of the season here in WRC. Billy Mewis starts on pole. And it's lights out, and away we go. The Kick Sauber off the line fairly well, but has Mikey Boy got to jump on him then down into turn one? He has not. He gets a good start, Billy Mewis, and he leads through the first two corners. Mikey into second then. Tyler into third at this moment in time. One place since the start. Zazapi then is up one. Mikey down two already, so not a good start from Mikey Boy. They head through the right-hand side all the way down then towards the end of the first sector. It's looking fairly clean then from the rest of the drivers at the back right now. Fozy and Jaw having a bit of a scrap side by side, I believe. Heading through, got a Red Bull looking for a move on the Mercedes up the inside line. Sending that car, he finds the gap. Oh, he sends it again then, pushing the Williams into the barrier. And now he goes side by side with the Haas. The Red Bull trying to find a gap to get through, pushes the Williams into the wall, who does carry on. Must have minimal wing damage though. Up the inside goes the Red Bull. Will it be enough for a move? Side by side, the Williams into the wall then in the early stages, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 1 of 31. Patrick Dodge in the wall at the very start of the Grand Prix. He's got a lot of time to recover from it though, so we'll find out what happens with his race story today. 31 laps of racing. We've already nearly completed the first as we head down into the right-hand side with the Mercedes trying to stay ahead of the Red Bull. Didn't work out for him. Now he's got Malone, the Aston Martin, looking like he wants to try and get a foot up the door. He's going to try it up the inside. Is that going to be a move? It is going to be a move for a moment. He sticks his car up the inside line and he flies through to P13. The Mercedes has to concede that one and wait back behind. Lap 2 of 31 then. We cross the line and the Aston Martin and Malone getting closer to Pee-wee here, looking like a move possibly is on the cards. Will he send it into turn 1? He does send it into turn 1. He braves the dive, but it isn't enough because the switchback of dreams from Pee-wee allows him to get back through, and the Aston Martin has to stay back for now. Now Ollie Southall then has got a bit of an advantage, looking for that gap up the inside. Wasn't there just yet. That's now allowed Blake to get up the inside line if he can try and slip through. The Haas now going neck and neck with the Mercedes of Ollie. Will this be a move? The Haas tried his best round the outside, the longest part of the track. Not enough though. Has to stay behind. A very, very nice start. Into the wall goes the Haas, and he does a 360, spins around Blake. Then everybody spins around in the back of the grid, down to P19 now. And the second collision we've seen today on the grid. Oh man, not a good start for a couple drivers there, as we have a retiree. Drippy retires from the session, and that is yellow flags. Not a safety car, a virtual safety car, I believe, in the very early stages in the second lap. Oh man, virtual safety car. What a carnage start it has been, but equally what a clean start. And the drivers here really, you know, showing off their class when they're driving today. Really, really good stuff on the second lap. Now going on to the third here in Singapore. Billy Mewis still leading the race. Billy and Mikey, the two drivers that have not changed positions. The only two drivers that are still in the same positions from where they started today. Still under VSC, the drivers reducing their speed, of course, as we head round to the right-hand side, and there we go. Not caught anybody out there. Normally we do get a drive-through penalty for somebody that's been caught lacking a bit. Not today. Sidemen and Nova Piper already off the start then, going neck and neck once again. Here comes Sidemen. He's through to 6. Nova Piper in 7, but maybe not for long because Matt Connor is behind that and trying to contend. Will this be a move? The Alpine putting pressure on Nova, which could make him crack and could make a possible move open up then. Oh, the rear is sliding all over the place for the Alpine. That could give Humboldt a bit of a chance then to slip his car through. We'll continue to watch this then, see if we get any breaks in the action, see if we get any moves. Oh, something happened there. Matt Connor nearly into the barrier, I think just about saving himself as they head into the hairpin. The Haas car of Melts now. He started P16, he's into P10. He wasn't lying when he said he was going to try and make the places up. He's doing pretty well so far. On the inside line goes Matt Connor on Nova Piper. Nearly into the wall there, just about saves it millimetres away as he now is about ahead of the McLaren. He does clear the McLaren and he's now officially into P7. Here comes the McLaren once again to fight back up the inside, side by side. Nova Piper into 7. Matt Connor then, ladies and gentlemen, into 8 as they head round and towards the line. Matt in 8 then, Melts in 9, Humboldt in 10. But the top two still as planned, still as the same as when they started. And Billy with a 1.7 second lead to the rest of the drivers behind. So the Kick Sauber clearly has a bit of a speed advantage over the rest of the competitors here today. Oh, the Mercedes getting ever closer there to the wall, just about saves it coming out as we go through the hairpin again. The fourth lap of 31, and we've seen some really nice racing here today so far as we head into the right-hander with the Alpine of Sazapi then ahead of Mikey, who is down 2 places since the first lap, and he really does want to try and regain them if possible. Getting closer to the Alpine, maybe a possible dive here. Can't just yet, but it's getting closer. But he has got a V-carb up his rear as well as Sidemen just there in 6, looking like he's going to try and force a move when possible. But he does have an awful final corner, actually. Not enough there. Mikey now, will he send it up the inside of the Alpine? He sticks his car up the inside, tries to get ahead. The Alpine a bit wary then on where to go, doesn't know if to leave the room or not. And Sazapi does stay ahead for now on lap 5. Oh, move here then, the Williams about ahead there, the Alpine. It's the Alpine trying to get himself ahead, and he's going to try again. Mikey has got through, and that is 1 place gained. Now, from the deficit of 2 that he already had, he's gained 1 back. It says Sidemen on the back side of the Alpine. That isn't really enough right now. He's still a little bit behind. These two up at the front are going to continue battling until someone makes a mistake, and Sidemen will be there to pounce. He's just there with front row seats to the action. He cannot wait. Cannot wait to wait until somebody has made a mistake and he can just fly through, snatch that, say thank you very much, and he takes that position very easily. Billy and Mikey still 1 and 2. The gap between them has come down by about 0.4 of a second then, as Mikey now 1.4 behind. This is Zappy and Mikey now going side by side, both on the medium compact tyres. Here comes Sidemen then ready to pounce, and there he goes. He's through past one. Now Zappy has got the Alpine to get through. He's a bit wobbly on the rears there as he just about held onto the car. And now into P5 ahead of Mikey. Rippy then, ladies and gentlemen, the only man to retire in this race so far. We haven't had a safety car as of yet, but we have had a virtual safety car, which slowed the pack down and got us racing again after a lap or so. And Patrick Dodge, one driver that really could do with a safety car then at the back of the grid right now, and hoping to do some making up if possible. We've got Meltz then into P8 as he spins the Alpine around the Haas car, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he spins the Mercedes as well. They both go into the wall. Meltz carries on. That is two drivers we've just seen go round next to Meltz. Not entirely sure who was at fault on them. Don't want to comment on it, but two incidents there with Meltz involved. Wow. Aston Martin close to the wall there. I feel like the way I just screamed then, that would have been must be one of them, what do you call them? Motorsport perfect cuts. That'd be, I might have to do that. That'd be quite funny. But Malone then in 9 with Meltz ahead of him. And is this going to be a move on lap 7 in a couple moments time? The closing speed there was phenomenal from the Aston Martin, and here we go. Surely he can try and use that speed now as the Haas car hits the wall. Ghosting is on for him, and now Aston Martin could very nearly go through him. Here comes the Haas though, back in normal working order. The Alpine's going to try and beat him fair and square up the inside line. The Aston Martin, sorry, is going to try and beat him fair and square, and he does beat him. He gets ahead of the Haas for a brief moment. Will Meltz try and get back ahead? He does try, but not enough, and he can't do that one there. Matt Condon, ladies and gentlemen, he retires from the section now in the pit lane, leaving us with 18 drivers remaining here today. And there's action all over the grid then today as Zappy and Sidemen. Oh my, worst voice track of the season. There's Zappy and Sidemen in 4 and 5 right now, ladies and gents, and looking like a move was on the cards until Zappy lost his rears. Now that brings Mikey into play. Oh, the Alpine's rears go again. The Williams just about saves his snap as well. As we head into the right-hander with another dose of DRS here in Singapore. A lot of DRS zones here in Singapore. A lot of times where you can get that DRS rear wing open. Not really helped in this occasion. So here comes Zappy then to make a move on Sidemen. He's looking for the inside line. He can't make that move just yet. And the Alpine just getting ever closer though to the man in front of Sidemen, who is at risk of being overtaken here, massively at risk of being overtaken. But Zappy still not able to pass. Another dose of DRS down here then. He might just be able to pass here, past the V-carb. Both of them snaking along. Up the inside goes Zappy, and he takes P4 past the Racing Bull. Zappy into 4, and Sidemen drops down to 5 then. At this moment in time, has to concede that position. Right then, lap 8 of 31. Patrick Dodge is the man at the back at the minute, of course, after spinning round earlier on and finding himself at the back of the grid. He could really do with a safety car at the moment. As drivers now enter the pit lane, Billy, Mikey, Tyler, as the Zappy and Mikey carry on. In the pit lane now, new tyres is looking like the hards that get put on from the mediums, I assume. Yeah, mediums to the hards then, they're getting changed on the grid. Hards are coming out then. Are they going to have a lot of grip on the hards? We'll see if they can control it well. It's a very nice and clean race here today then so far in Singapore for the third round of the season I'm going to check. I can't remember how many rounds it is. Is it 8 rounds? I think it's 8 rounds. I just want to make sure. Oh my God. Yes, 8 round season, then we end off with Abu Dhabi, which is going to be nice. But next up is Canada after today, ladies and gentlemen. In 7 days' time, Canada is on. That should be quite fun and exciting. Canada is an awful one to race, in my opinion, but we'll see how the drivers get on with it. Today, though, here in Singapore, the racing is looking quite nice. And a lot of drivers up at the front of the pack have gained positions. One of them being Deckers, another being Melts, both up 11 and 14 positions. Ajor is up 11 places too. A lot of the drivers that started at the back today then have made their way back up, and that is really nice to see. Maloon nearly goes around. Unfortunately for the guys behind, there wasn't close enough to catch that one and get through, but Melts is gaining. Melts has done a sensational job today. This man started down in 16th position. Could be a podium. It could be a podium. He's on a roll today. He's on the charge and gaining on Maloon up in front. Clearly a fast driver on the grid today. As we are roughly a third into the Grand Prix. 1/3 into the race, as I can't believe that. Melts, he's up many positions. Deckers is up even more. This one started at the back of the grid. Deckers was in P20 at the start of the race. He's now in 6th and gaining on Melts in front. Melts is dragging him along, and of course Melts is catching up with Maloon at this current moment in time. Will he catch him though is the question. Billy Mewis and F1 Mikey Boy having a scrap then. Mikey into 9. This of course is the effective race, effective race lead, as Billy does get back into P9. Mikey to 10. Tyler Adams in 11th position right now, not able to pass him. Ooh, Tyler getting ever closer to F1 Mikey Boy in the Racing Bull as they head into the right-hander. A dive from Billy on Fozy. This is going to be a nice one if he can make it work on the brand new hards as opposed to the old mediums. And Billy into P8. Now Fozy is taking advantage of, because round the outside goes Mikey for a double overtake here in Singapore. Round the outside, Mikey into 8. Tyler Adams now into 10. And Fozy all the way down to 11, being overtaken by 3 drivers on the track, losing out many positions. Here comes Tyler Adams on Billy Mewis. Was not expecting to see this one today. He doesn't make the move, but he's getting ever closer. This is looking very exciting then today. 20 laps to go. Something happened there. Ollie Southall there must have had a bit of a collision there with Blake, as Blake looks like he's letting him through as Ollie goes back past. Good sportsmanship from what I saw there. But do not forget, everybody, do not forget, we have post-race interviews with the top 3 drivers. So whoever finishes on the podium today, we will get interviews for that. There we go then, lap 12 begins. The Zappy is the man in front from Mikey, from Nova, from Maloon. Melts in 5. 6 is Deckers at the minute, and both of them have made incredible moves. But Mikey and Billy and Tyler are all getting through, making moves up as the duel goes into the pit lane. And these guys are just charging through the pack. Next up, they'll be on the backside of the Aston Martin as soon as possible, as the drivers moving through the pack as one force. And pit stops on your screen then. So everybody above Mikey hasn't pitted and therefore will be behind when they go and make a pit stop. So from Mikey downwards is your race lead, pretty much. Pit stops for Ajura and Foti then, as they are in right now. Billy looking like he wants to try and contest this provisional lead off of F1 Mikey Boy if possible. Of course, as we know, Billy was the man to lead for many, many laps, actually led every lap in the Grand Prix today. But at the minute, we've got Mikey dominating it. We really have, as was Billy earlier, but right now not doing as good on these hard compound tyres. Maybe Mikey is a bit stronger on the hards. We will find out later on when he's had a bit more time to make those moves. And now we've got Billy and Mikey to gain on Deckers. Look how fast they've gained. The guys in front will soon need to make their pit stops because they are slowing down on these older tyres, and Deckers and Melts are at risk now of being overtaken by all three of these drivers that are keeping together as a pack. The Aston Martin then will be on the inside, on the outside line going into turn 1 as Mikey sends it up the inside. Will he be able to get ahead? He's fighting with him. The Aston Martin gets forced off there. Deckers gets through as well, as he at least tries. Sorry, not Deckers. Billy Mewis gets through, and he does get through now. And Tyler Adams, no room for him, but he is going to squeeze himself around the outside, and he gets into P8. Deckers then down to 9. Now Melts is the next victim of these drivers. Mikey now at the inside line. He will pass him. Billy is making his way through the pack as well. They go side by side. A bit of contact there between the two drivers as Melts not wanting to let Mikey go. Bit of contact being made here from Melts and Mikey as Billy sends it up the inside line. Will we make contact here on the Haas? No, we will not. The Haas keeps it clean as Tyler is now the next driver of the three to try and get ahead as the Kicksauber has done that one. Here comes the McLaren then on the newer tyres. He squeezes the car. Look at this then, squeezing the car through gaps I didn't even know existed as he tries to get ahead but couldn't do it just then. Now he's got to do it through the hairpin. Coming out with a slightly better exit here than the Haas if he can try and take advantage of this, but on the outside line now, which will become the inside. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Round the outside goes the McLaren, and he does claim P7. Melts has to drop down to 8, and the drivers in front now are making moves up there on an absolute roll. Sidemen and Deckers now having a bit of a scrap at the back. Sidemen in 9. Deckers gets dropped down to 10, and the first pit stops of the top guys now coming in. Mikey Zazapi, sorry, the second lot of pit stops coming in for the top guys with Mikey Zazapi, Sidemen carried on, sorry, Nova Piper, Deckers in the pit lane as well. People coming out of the pit lane ahead of each other now, then lap 14 of 31. And we are nearing half race distance then here in Singapore. If you're still hanging about in the chat, then let us know if you're not racing. Of course, if you are racing, we do not want you to mess that up. But to everybody here, I appreciate you being here. It's good to see you all. And hopefully you're enjoying the commentary so far on the 14th lap of 31. And we have got a brief interview section for the top 3 coming up too. Here we go then. Billy Mewis has got Mikey in front. Malone is the one single driver, ladies and gentlemen, yet to pit. Or maybe he has like earlier on. I don't think he has. No, he hasn't. And Meltz and MCL actually all need to pit as well. But Malone is the one driver that is still holding his territory up at the front and has not pitted just yet. But it's a 1.9 second gap to the guy behind. And that is getting smaller and smaller as they power through the grid. The action dying down just a little bit then, but here he goes. There's Appy on Humboldt with a lovely move, and also behind that, contact made with Humboldt on the back of the track, ladies and gentlemen. Contact was made there with Humboldt and Nova Piper, as we are pretty much half race distance now here today in Singapore in the streets of the Marina Bay Circuit. Still waiting for Malone to pit. The two Red Bulls at the back, Fozy and Pee-wee fighting away to try and gain track position, but they're not gaining a point today, unfortunately, and still dry point pot for the for the Red Bull team at the minute. The only team yet to set a point in the Constructors' Championship standing, as Mikey now gets into the lead. Billy Mewis gets through. Tyler has dropped off a little bit there, 1.9 seconds of the gap. Will he be able to gain? We'll find out, but he has dropped off a little bit, sorry. Lap 16 now, Tyler Adams in 4, gaining a little bit. He's 1 second behind Malone now, who's dropping off the pace then on the older compound of tyres on the mediums. But never mind, he's on the hards. He's been able to run them a lot longer, of course. But they are dropping off a little bit as Mikey and Billy managed to get through now on the 16th lap, coming around for the 17th. And the Racing Bull, your race leader, who won in Spa. I'm not entirely sure who won the previous round, though. You know what, we are going to go and check, because that is bugging me. Race results then from round 2 in Austin. Let's have a look. Race results. It was Mikey GTI that won the race then for Williams, gaining himself 26 points. Then it was Billy Mewis too, so it's good for him in the championship right now, getting even second place again today. It really, really is. And of course, Mikey didn't attend the second round, that's why, just remembered. But he's here today, aiming to win again for the second time in the season. Or can Billy Mewis get his first win of the season? We will find out. Meltz in the pit lane as he comes out on new, I think that's new hards then, never mind, new mediums. Let's have a look at the back of the grid then, shall we? Let's have a look at some of the action going on back here. We've got an Alpine looking like he wants to make a move on Mikey, who we've just saw did win the previous race in Kota. He's only P5 today, I say only. It is a very good job for him. As now, rounding outside goes the Alpine of Suzapi. They go level pegging then into the final few corners. The Alpine has to drop back. Mikey in the Williams manages to just hold that one, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Suzapi just about just about has to stay behind, but he very nearly got ahead there. Now he's going to try and make a move on Mikey. Not possible just yet. But I think the move is inevitable. He's just really putting the pressure on him there. A bit of a snap of oversteer from the rears, but he's going to try his best to, collect himself and try and get a move on the Williams of Mikey here. He is dropping back just a little bit behind that then. A few positions being changed around. Not entirely sure what's going on. Pit stops for Humboldt and Pee-wee, actually, that's why. Oh, through goes Malone then on Ollie Southall, who sends it a bit wide into the left-hander. Oh, Nova Piper on Zazapi here then. I think Zazapi might have got through past Nova. I'm not entirely... sorry, no, Nova was trying to get through past Zazapi. Wasn't successful in his attempt. But he's going to try again, I'm assuming. He will get the DRS this time, a dose of DRS, which isn't really going to help much as Zazapi has got the exact same thing into the final few corners then here in Singapore. As in the pit lane goes Sidemen. That's going to help Mikey and Zazapi get through. Then down the straight we go with the 17 drivers. Not with the 17 drivers, but 17 drivers here. It's just incredible. Really good attendance today. Of course, Patrick Dodge, Matt, Connor and Drippy all retiring from the session today. Still no safety car, but it is on the cards. It could happen as fastest lap for Malone there then. Sidemen coming out of the pit lane in P11, just behind Azure, Ollie Southall and Foti. As back to the front, Mikey and Billy Mewis still close with each other here, and a time penalty being awarded to Mikey for 3 seconds, which is going to throw his race off, and he needs to push as hard as humanly possible to be the race winner today, because if not, Billy Mewis is going to very happily snatch that away from him then with a 6/10 gap. Into the pit lane goes F1 Mikey boy then. Well, his strategy worked. He goes into the pit lane, old hards. He's going to go in for brand new mediums, I assume, now on the final 11 laps of the Grand Prix. Never mind, another set of hards. Another set of hards comes F1 Mikey boy's way. And behind him, Tyler Adams has opted to do the same thing, pitting again. I think he's got mediums on as they exit the pit lane. Never mind, he's got hards on as well. Tyler and Ollie Southall swapping positions then into the left-hand side as Tyler into 7 right now. We've got a jaw coming out of the pit lane, meaning Pee-wee got ahead. And here we go, Melts and Deckers into the wall. That was a bit of a dive then from Melts. Another time we've seen him maybe cause a bit of a collision today. Fosey and Sidemen side by side again on lap 21 of 31. 10 laps remaining, ladies and gentlemen, now in this race. 10 laps to go. We are very, very nearing the end, and the drivers are going to have to start taking this very seriously now if they want good positions. Let's see what the position changes are then, shall we? F1 Mikey boy, of course, did go in the pit lane earlier on. He's down 4 places since the start. Malone then is up 8. Deckers is up 8. Melts up 5, and of course they were up there earlier on, but they've dropped down the order now, unfortunately. Ollie in 9 in the pit lane, Fozy in the pit lane as well. I'm fairly sure we just saw Fozy in the pit lane, unless that was quite a while ago, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but he's serving a 10-second time penalty. Lap 21 of 31 still, as that is soon to be rounded off by Billy Mewis. Then 14 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, is the gap between him and Mikey in second place. Zappi is behind that in the Alpine and looking like he might just make a move on the Williams if possible here. Then he's looking like a move around the outside, not enough just yet on lap 22 as the Alpine just wanting a position, a new position, a further ahead position. As Mikey and Zappi, both of these drivers, both of their teammates have retired today. They are the sole drivers of their team left as they battled it out to see who is the better one. And Zappi looking raring to go and wanting second place. 0.3 of a second separate them. It's Fozy and Blake then, ladies and gents, to the back, 15 and 16. I think Fozy got ahead of Blake just there, 'cause I saw it come up. Deck in the chat, not happy with a certain someone. I have seen it a few times, I think, to be fair. As Mikey and Milun swap positions in 5 and 6, and Mikey into 5, making his move up into 5th position, ladies and gentlemen, in the Racing Bull. Right then, he's up a place. He did go in the pit lane for new tyres. Is this strategy going to work? He has got 9 laps of racing to go to decide the race winner. And can he be it? Or is it going to be Billy Mewis? Mikey still has that penalty, remember? Can he get on the podium at least? We'll find out. We will find out. 9 laps to go. I do want to announce everybody as well, just while we've got a bit of a break in this action. I am investing in a proper commentary headset, like the kind of commentary headset you get for the, you know, like the F1 commentators and the BBC and stuff like that. It is pretty expensive, but I've been saving up for it for a while. And I will be upgrading to that soon, so I'm very much hoping that sounds a lot better than this, because this just tends to break up sometimes. The mic quality isn't as good as I'd want it to, so I am getting one of them, and maybe in the next week or so I should have that. And then I'm hoping you should hear a bit of a improvement in the mic quality. It should be a bit better. But just wanted to let you know that should be an upcoming thing in the streams. Because I have noticed when I start to shout, it does start, you know, clipping out a bit, and that is not what you want. I want a clear, crisp voice. So I should have a better mic fairly soon. The Alpine looking for a gap there, didn't exist. It didn't, you know, he stayed safe, he didn't send it. Mel's in the chat. Apologises to Deckers. He says he missed his braking so much. As lap 23 of 31, and in the pit lane goes Billy Mewis. Now he makes a pit stop. Now this is going to be exciting stuff. F1 Mikey boy. He's going to head round, having a battle with Nova Piper here. He does have to drop back, but will he be ahead of his rival, Billy Mewis then? He is going to be ahead of his rival as he passes him in the pit lane. That has worked out absolutely brilliant for him. And F1 Mikey into 4th position now with only a few laps to go. Dexter, I thought it sounded all right. How much that's sending you back? Oh, hang on a minute. F1 Mikey on Nova into third on the podium. Lovely stuff. Great move from Mikey as he gets ahead again into third. So I've lost my train of thought now. Thought you were saying about how much that's saying about. Yeah, no, to be fair, mate, don't get me wrong. It sounds okay, and this mic is fairly decent, but you know, it's just I don't know. Maybe it's me back when I'm watching it back. It's not as crisp as I'd like it to be. It's really not. And you know, in some places, I don't know. I just think it can be improved. So yeah, I think the proper headset is about 300, 350 between that. It's a lot of money, but I've been saving for it for a while. And you know what? I think I deserve it. To be fair, I've worked very hard. So hopefully that will that will sound good. Side by side with somebody there down the straight, then it's looking like Tyler and Malone as Tyler gets ahead in the latter stage of the race. Now there's only 6 laps to go and 6 laps to decide the race winner with Mikey GTI. What is going on here? This man up at the front won the last race and he's in a position to win it again today. Will Mikey be able to take that away from them? He's right behind Zazapi and Mikey. We'll find out. We will find out. I mean, even if Mikey Boy does get through, he's got a 3-second time penalty that he has to do. Can Mikey Boy send it on Zazapi for second place? He can send it for second place. He does try. Off the track goes the Alpine, nearly into the barrier, saves himself. Now he's onto the back of Mikey. It's the 2 Mikeys going all out. Stack in the chat. Dama, I mean, yeah, worth it when you're a commentator. Will feel more immersive as well. Absolutely. You know, I'll keep this headset for doing, you know, whatever. I mean, just any normal other task. But commentating, it's going to be so nice to have a proper professional headset. And I've had to buy like one of them boxes as well that you actually plug it into, so you can change all of the change the gain on it and stuff. Because it's like advanced. I don't know. I've never really dealt with anything like that before, so I'll have to get used to it. But it is pretty good, and hopefully that sounds decent when I get it. But Mikey over the line then to start lap 26 of 31, 5 laps remaining, and he now is looking for a final move of the day to get ahead of Mikey, to get ahead and to be the race leader. But will it be a race win is a different question. He has a 3-second time penalty, which he's going to have to gain ahead of Mikey if he gets ahead. Can he do it? This could be the race-winning move then. Mikey Boy on the backside of Mikey GTI. Both the Mikeys going out. Will he be able to make a move? Deck in the chat says, got my money on Mikey Boy for the win. He won the first round of the season. Mikey GTI won the second round of the season. This season only been won by Mikeys at the minute, and which way is it going to go? We will find out with only a few laps to go. An F1 Mikey Boy in the Racing Bull, massively close to the backside of the Williams now and wanting to make a move as soon as possible. Mikey in front is blinking, saving battery then for the final few laps. Can F1 Mikey Boy get ahead? Lap 26 of 31 comes to a close in a moment. That'll become lap 27 of 31, ladies and gentlemen, as Tyler Adams then into third. Zazapi tries to go up the inside line of Tyler. There he goes, side by side. Tyler into third position then, making that move. Zazapi down to 4. Nova Piper with the front row views to that one is now the Aston Martin, and Malone is behind him to try and make the move. Both with the DRS down the straight then. Is it going to be enough for the Aston Martin? It will not be enough. Nearly making contact there. Never mind, it's looking like he's lagging a bit. Is Nova Piper. But a very exciting race, and we have got top 3 interviews coming soon as well. As Billy Mewis getting ahead of Malone. Billy, really, it's unfortunate what's going on with him today. He's on the new mediums, but the strategy just didn't work out for him, unless it did, because he is gaining on Nova now. I mean, it maybe did work out for him. I might have just spoke too soon, because we still have got 4 laps to go. 4 more times around the track for him to make moves on the drivers in front. Oh, no way. This is getting good. This is getting very good. Billy Mewis then in fifth is making moves on the drivers in front. He's now going to get past Zappy, sending that car through very nearly ahead, but he did back off then. He doesn't want to crash out of this race at the very end, but he does follow him through to put the pressure on him to try and make him make a mistake then. Will it be a move around the outside line now? He sends it, but it's going to be it's going to try and be a switchback. Wasn't one there. And now with the slipstream then into the right-hander, F1 Mikey Boy goes for the lead. Billy Mewis goes for P4 then, everybody, with only a few laps of racing to go. And he now secures himself fourth place with the DRS as well. Activated down towards the final few corners. Can the Kick Sauber keep the Alpine at bay? He can for now then as he slingshots into the right-hand side. He gets a good line into the next left-hander. And now he's only got 3 drivers in front of him to win this race. It is massively on the cards today. The gap really isn't that big. Mikey has got time penalty. Tyler Adams has got time penalty. Billy Mewis and Mikey GTI are on good positions at the minute. This is incredible stuff then. Tyler Adams to gain on Mikey. GTI, can Tyler make a move? This is all working in the favour of Billy Mewis then, helping him gain on the final few laps of this race. Really sending the car into the corners and just gaining massively with the excess grip that he has on these medium compound tyres. And maybe, just maybe, the strategy has worked a treat for him if he can continue on at this pace for the final few laps. Look at the gap now, half a second to the drivers. He can see every single driver in sight, and now Billy Mewis is definitely in for the fight of the race win. The McLaren in front of him looking scrappy all over the place then. Can Billy try and fight back? Can Billy try and get ahead? Can he get on the podium then? On raw places today as yellow flags. I think a virtual safety car has come out there. Melts then, retires. Oh, that is not going to be good for Billy Mewis, but he could actually catch one of the drivers off guard when they go racing again. The virtual safety car then, not the safety car. We have only had virtuals today. And how's this going to end up then? Lap 29 now as we cross the line then, ladies and gentlemen. Of 31, Billy in 4, Tyler 3, Mikey GTI 2, Mikey Boy in 1. Which Mikey is it going to be? Or is it even going to be a Mikey? Because Billy Mewis looking quick. Tyler Adams with 16 seconds of time penalties, which is just incredible. Massive time penalties today. Still the virtual safety car. Can any of the drivers catch any of them out? We will find out. Up the inside, Tyler. What is going on there? Tyler Adams trying to send it on Mikey GTI there. He's trying to go up the inside again. This is looking a bit scrappy from Tyler Adams, I'm not going to lie, as he does get through. Oh, look at that from Billy. Has he caught him? No, he hasn't. It is 2 illegal overtakes. That has really messed Billy Mewis up. Mikey's now going to try and run away with it, everybody, with only a few laps to go. Oh, my. This is it now, the end of the race, with only 3 laps of racing to decide the race winner. Billy's in 4, Tyler's in 3, Mikey GTI 2, who has lost sight of Mikey Boy. 2.2 seconds is the gap. We're going to focus on Billy Mewis for now then to try and make a move on Tyler Adams if possible. Will he send it up the inside when he finds a gap? Billy could win now, says Deck, and I completely agree. It might all be Billy today. All eyes towards Billy then to see what he can do to gain on the McLaren. Is it going to be a move up the inside? He has to stay aggressive, but he just hasn't made a move again. Down there, Sideman making a move as well. Nova Piper, I think, dropping down to 8 as Malone getting through. Will we go round the final corners then? Billy to try and make a move again on Tyler. He just cannot do it. Here's Billy Mewis then, and Tyler Adams in the McLaren. We've only got 2 laps to go. I don't think Billy's winning it now, I really don't. He's got drivers in front of him that are just keeping him at bay. As now a move from Tyler on Mikey GTI, which is going to play in the favour of Billy. Here we go then. McLaren off the side of the track there. Billy now gets his car up the outside. The switch back on both of them. Will he try and get ahead of the McLaren now? Is this his chance? Billy Mewis to try and go around the outside line of the McLaren. Not enough for a move as the McLaren now on the Williams. Oh my, Mikey GTI, 20-second penalty. Is that even right? What's happened there? Oh, this is so close. Game is gone. What is going on? Billy Mewis then, 0.2 of a second to Tyler in front. As Mikey boy, with a 3-second penalty, is ahead. Looking like he's going to be able to snatch this one today. The penultimate lap of the race is over as the final lap now begins for the drivers. Over the line goes Mikey Boy 95, and he will start the final lap of the race then here in Singapore. Tyler Adams and Billy Mewis going side by side into turn one. He does get ahead finally, does Billy, in third, and he will take second place today if it stays like this. He's now going to try and make a move on Mikey GTI if possible. I mean, on the final lap, this could still be on. This could still be on, possibly, as he gains on the Williams, who has a snap of oversteer here. This could be on, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Mewis in the kick Sauber for a move on Mikey GTI in the Williams. Round the outside line on a final lap move today to decide his position. It's going to be second place for him. He now needs 0.03 of a second to win the race. 0.4 of a second, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, he needs to win the race. It is mega close. Billy, it could be Billy's day. This is it. He needs a 10th. He needs 1/10, everybody, to snatch the win. Under 3 seconds means Billy Mewis wins the race today and snatches it away from F1 Mikey Boy. If Billy wins, it'll be a new race winner for the season we've had. First round, Mikey Boy 95. Second round, Mikey GTI. The third round today could be Billy, but he has to try and make it over the line. Underneath the 2 seconds, it's 2.9. It is 2.9, everybody. Billy could do it. Here we go then. Round the final few corners, it's going to be F1 Mikey Boy towards the line. The gap's back up to 3. It is mega, mega close at the very end today. Mikey Boy will cross the line then. Nobody knows which way it's going to go. Mikey crosses the line. It's the race winner on the track. Will Billy Mewis snatch it? He's going to take the win. Billy Mewis, everybody, wins the Singapore Grand Prix. F1 Mikey Boy, second place. What a final lap today in WRC. Mikey settles for 2. Maloon on 3rd on penalties. It's going to be Sazapi 4, Sidemen 5, Nova Piper 6, Tyler Adams 7. Mikey then takes 8, 9, everybody. Will be humbled when he gets there. What a final lap. That was incredible for WRC. Billy Mewis snatches it away at the end. He snatches that race win by 0.2 of a second. Closer than ever. Incredible. Ollie Southall around the final corner. Oh my, that was an incredible, incredible finish today. Really, really well done from the top guys. No, oh my God, no, he took it by not even a 10th. He took it by not even a 10th. Wow. Bosie 11 then. Ajor will cross the line in 12. How good is that? How good is that? My voice is completely gone. Probably won't even be able to finish the rest of the week commentaries now. Oh my. Incredible. Still good stuff, guys. Really well done. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me for the race. Next up is your post-race interviews. Just wow. What a final lap. Here we go then. Race winner Billy, fastest lap Billy. Driver of the day goes to Maloon. Most overtakes Sidemen. Cleanest driver is Maloon in the Aston Martin. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. P1, Billy Mewis at the very end somehow manages to take that one very well indeed. He really does. F on Mikey Boy 2. 3 is Maloon. 4 is Zappy. 5 Sidemen. 6 Nova. 7 is Tyler. 8 Mikey. 9 Humbled. And 10 is Ollie Southall. I'm going to be getting the top 3 in. Oh my, let me just get the audio working. That was crazy.
Oh no, the two people in front of me were just holding me back.
I know, I was praying they carried on.
Holy shit! I don't know how I've done that!
Oh, mate.
What a finish. Right then. Can we start with the race winner, please? Billy Mewis. How on earth has that even happened? I do not know. Well, massive.
Honestly, I don't know either.
Massive congratulations, mate. How satisfying is it to win here in Singapore, especially that kind of way?
Yeah, very good, very good. I thought my pit did not work out, but I slowly caught up. It's unlucky to Mikey. He had a very good race and he's very, very quick. And it was very hard to beat him.
Wow. Was it the 2 stops you both did today, I think? 2 stop, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 stop.
Yeah, because there was a point I think I was watching thinking Billy is not going to do this, and all of a sudden you came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and then it was a crazy final few laps. Do you think in terms of the sectors, what do you think was the trickiest sector today?
Oh, probably sector 2. There was this corner that I just kept sliding on, and I just couldn't stop sliding, no matter my tyre wear. I nearly crashed out a few times, but luckily I didn't.
Fair enough. Well, today's result is gonna definitely put you up there in the championship. I think your first win of the season, isn't it? We've had 2 Mikeys winning the first 2 rounds. Now you, what do you think your what do you think your season's looking like now? You think you're gonna continue the momentum, hopefully into the next round?
Hopefully it's Canada, I think. I'm not too quick there, but top 3, anywhere top 3, I think will help with the points.
Absolutely. Well, it's been great to hear from you, mate. Incredible stuff as well. Really well done. Honestly, my voice is gone. I was screaming at the end. We'll go on to Mikey boy. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
That's all right. Mikey, hello.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Just give us your general thoughts on the race then, of course, unlucky at the very end. But just give us an overview of what happened and how you think of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the happiest I've been at finishing second, but I think it was just such a good race. The start, the first virtual safety car really ruined me because I hit, it was a sharp left-hander and I caught the rear left and I nearly lost out to Tyler. I did lose out to Tyler, actually. I think when the safety car or virtual come out, we were literally like 1,000th away from each other. So it said I had an illegal overtake.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. As soon as I did my second stop, I was worried. I came out like 10 seconds off Mikey GTI, and I thought, there's no way in hell I'm catching him. And then it got to a point where I thought, Billy's staying out here. And I think if he had, he would have still finished in first. But yeah, gutted to not win, but really enjoyed that race, and I hate Singapore, so I'm really happy.
You're glad to get out of the way then, yeah. Well, of course,
Definitely.
you've already got you've got 1 win on the board, and now that is a very nice finish, of course, in second place. You're clearly in strong form, and after 3 rounds, do you feel like you're building momentum for a title push, maybe?
Yeah, I'd like to think I'm going to be up there. Canada, I'm not a massive fan of. Miami, I love Miami and I love Imola. Abu Dhabi, obviously, they did last night. Not too quick or too bad. So I think, like Billy said, just keep on with the podiums and see what happens going forward. I expect Mike to be up there with us, MCL. He was on controller today because his wheels broke. So I expect him to join the party as well at some point. But yeah, no, it's a really, really strong grid. Lots of great racing by the sounds of it. It was very difficult to concentrate when I could hear you in the comms in my ear. I had it on the headphones.
Did you?
And I was like Do I watch the race and pause it? Yeah, it sounded like a great race, to be fair. But yeah, I always listen to the comms because it helps me in the race as well. So keep the
Yeah.
information coming.
Good stuff. Well, Canada Next. Hopefully you have a good one, and thank you very much for your time, mate. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for the comms. Great as always.
No worries. Right then, let's have the final driver. Maloon, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm bloody lovely right now.
Are you?
I don't actually know how I'm here to genuinely put it.
Well, I think when you crossed the line, where were you? You were quite far back, weren't you?
I was 7th or 6th.
7th or 6th.
And-
Jeez.
Yeah, and I genuinely, this has been one of the most, like Mike said, this is the happiest he's felt to finish P2. This is the happiest I've felt to finish P3. I mean, I started 13th, and I didn't expect anything from this. So
Just a free pass onto the podium. Oh my, the amount of penalties
Yeah,
between
I'm
you
not-
is crazy.
I'm not gonna complain at all about it. But yeah,
Yeah, but of course, I'm not saying that to take anything away from you. Great race as always.
no, thank
But like, I'm gonna go back to one of the original questions. Do you think is there a certain sectors today you struggled with?
Oh, honestly, I actually was struggling a lot in the right towards the end of the first, but also the middle, like Billy said.
Yeah, yeah.
Really tough. But it's, I'm very happy with this. I mean, I think I was one of the only people who actually stuck to a one stop. I went hard medium, and guess I'm here somehow. I'm not gonna complain.
It works. It works. Well,
It worked indeed.
it's good to see you in here. Canada Next. Are you confident there? Are you looking forward to it? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I definitely will say I'm definitely not up the pace of these two guys here. They're a lot quicker than me. But I think each race I've been in the top 6 at least. So
Yeah.
keeping the consistency up, I think, will be the aim. And then maybe if I can pick the pace up, maybe I can catch these two in the future towards the end.
Good stuff. Well, I appreciate all of your time, guys. Good luck next week, and we'll speak to you. We'll speak to you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers,
See you
mate.
later.
Thank you.
See you later. There we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely group of lads on the podium tonight. What a lovely interview. I actually really enjoyed that. Right then, thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. What a race it has been tonight. I'm sure that last lap is going to get replayed for a long, long while because that was an incredible, incredible last lap. And really, really enjoyed that. Thanks very much for joining us, everybody. It has been great. I'll leave you with that. My next commentary is tomorrow night for Extinguished Motorsports. But apart from that, I'll see you all again next week on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for having me. Have a good evening and good night. Oh, you know what? Before we go, hang on. I just want to say before we go, Fozy, I appreciate the sub, mate. I've got to call that out now. You've done that. I can't end the stream now. Thanks, mate. I very much appreciate that. We've got a sub from Fozy. Oh, absolute legend of the game. Thank you very much, mate. Really, really appreciate that. Well, I appreciate that, mate. Love you too. Thank you very much. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. It has been a great race. Sub from Fozy there, and we're going to get off now. But see you all next Tuesday. What a race. And good night, ladies and gents.